This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. 14-year-old Jamaicabased girl goes missing. An Ananda alert has been activated for 14-year-old Stacey Blackwood of Glade District, Jamaicabased, St. Catherine, who has been missing since Friday, January 21. Stacey is of dark complexion, medium build, and about 152 centimeters or 5 feet tall. Reports from the Central Village Police are that about 3:10 p.m., Stacey was last seen in Whitemore in the parish, dressed in a blue tunic, white blouse, and plain black shoes. All efforts to locate her has proven futile. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Stacey Blackwood is asked to contact the Central Village Police at 876-984-2644, Police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. 2 held as police probe guns found in Montego Bay. The police have launched a top-level probe into the seizure of 20 firearms and 40 magazines at the cargo section of Savannah International Airport on Friday. Senior Superintendent of Police Stephanie Lindsay, head of the Jamaica Constabulary Force Corporate Communications Unit, revealed that 2 individuals are being questioned in connection with the seizure. Investigators were on Friday afternoon at the cargo section of the Savannah International Airport, where a shipment was detected with illegal firearms. So far, they have seized 29 9mm pistols and some 40 magazines. They are still conducting searches, SSP Lindsay said. We understand that the items came in, and during checks, it was discovered that the containers had the illegal guns. We know that 2 persons are being questioned by detectives from the St. James Division. But Commander of the St. James Police Division Senior Superintendent Vernon Ellis argued that the investigation is underway and not much can be disclosed at the moment. So far, we have found 20 guns coming into Jamaica. We are doing our investigations at this time and we don't want to say much, SSP Ellis told the news. Investigations and other actions are being taken in relation to this find. SSP Ellis, however, disclosed that the airport gun find came on the heels of the seizure of an illegal firearm and ammunition in the retirement area of the parish on Friday morning, where a police operation led to the recovery of a 9mm pistol with 13 9mm rounds inside a shoebox under a bed. 1 man has been taken into custody in connection with that find. Last year, the St. James Police recovered 126 illegal guns, which were 10 more than the 116 recovered in the previous year. The St. James Police also recovered 96 illegal guns in 2019. The guns are the weapons of choice in murders across the country, so we must continue to rid the streets of them, SSP Ellis said. CPSA locates a woman slapping child in viral video. A woman seen in a recent viral video slapping a toddler in the face has been located by the Child Protection and Family Services Agency. The woman, who is confirmed to be the mother of the child, was located by the agency's investigation unit on Monday after the video began circulating on the weekend. Our officers visited the home and, having made an assessment, are working with the mother and the family. A part of the intervention is referral to our Children and Family Support Unit for close supervision and parenting training, Rosalie Gage-Gray, CPSA CEO, said. The agency is also considering alternative care and support arrangements for the family. The CPSA CEO also reiterated the agency's position against corporal punishment and encouraged the parents to embrace positive discipline. She also called on parents to seek intervention early when they need help. We remind parents to seek intervention early. Don't wait until you feel so frustrated and overwhelmed that you start taking it out on the children. Reach out for help. Contact any of the CPSA parish offices before issues escalate, Gage-Gray said. If you know or suspect that a child is being abused or harmed in any way, please contact the National Children's Registry by calling 211, WhatsApp or text 876-878-2882 or email report@childprotection.gov.jm. Another meeting scheduled to resolve maroon controversy. There is to be another meeting involving the government and at least 2 maroon groups in an attempt to resolve controversial matters related to their status and rights. Chief of the Moortown Maroons in Portland, Colonel Wally Sterling, says the intention is to establish protocols and rules of engagement for further discussions. The disclosure follows yesterday's complaint by Chief of the Occompong Maroons, Richard Curry, that he was excluded from the talk. Colonel Sterling says the next round of talks will be early next month.
We will be meeting in approximately 2 more weeks with everybody involved, where we can iron out the differences. We put our concern on the table, the government put their concern on the table, and we work, and we more than likely will end up with a committee, a working committee that's been dealing with the Maroons affair, how the Maroon interferes with government with the Maroons, and we can put this thing to rest because we are going to be celebrating 60 years of independence, and we cannot go into this 60 years of independence with this untidy situation.
But I think we did the right thing, but he knew this was going to happen. I texted Corey last night when I decided to go. He was the first person I texted. And I told him, I said, Chief, I will go to this meeting because I need to hear from myself what is taking place. And the second thought, because I wanted to hear what the argument was about. And it wouldn't be good for us to reject the offer from the Prime Minister.
These are important issues that has to be dealt with. Irrespective of who raised the issue, they are there. There have been heated exchange. Well, the Prime Minister said thing, or said thing. The issues involve all the Maroons because in our judgment, we want to make sure that we do not end up in a meeting with any shouting at anybody.
U.S. court sentences man for involvement in Jamaica-based scheme. A Florida court has sentenced a man to 6 years and 6 months in prison for participating in a Jamaica-based scheme which fleeced the U.S. $1.8 million in veteran and Social Security benefits. According to court records, 27-year-old Georgia resident Jamari Mason was sentenced on Tuesday. He was ordered to pay more than $1.3 million in restitution. Mason pleaded guilty in November to conspiring to commit bank and wire fraud. Officials said from 2012 to 2017, Mason and others attempted to redirect benefits from more than 100 disabled veterans and Social Security beneficiaries. Scammers obtained the victims' personal information and used it to fraudulently open bank accounts and obtained prepaid debit cards. Funds were withdrawn from ATMs and banks throughout South Florida and Georgia. The officials said most of the funds were ultimately funneled to the architects of the scheme in Jamaica. Savannah Larmar Field Hospital nears completion. The Ministry of Health and Wellness has given yet another deadline for completion of the COVID-19 field hospital in Savannah Larmar, Westmoreland. The field hospital is expected to provide between 36 and 40 additional beds for COVID-19 patients. It has been under construction since the third wave of COVID-19 swept through Jamaica last August, and several estimated deadlines for completion have been missed. Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says the ward being built at the Savannah Larmar Hospital is different from other such facilities which have been erected so far. Dr. Tufton says it's expected to be ready in another 2 weeks.
What would have taken a much shorter time if it were built the way the others were, which was just to create a temporary base and lay the tents. In this instance, the foundation was deliberately designed to accommodate a concrete structure, which we plan to, once COVID passes and we no longer need or it deteriorates, the tent, we would then put a substantial addition on that will then convert to a ward. So it's very different from the other field hospitals that were built. And, it looks good to me based on what I've seen. They are adding the finishing touches now. So I do anticipate that it will open up in another week or so and officially perhaps in the next 2 weeks.
Court denies a travel application by British woman on cocaine charges. The St. James Parish Court denied an application to vary the bail conditions of Khadijah Thomas Jackson, a British resident who allegedly tried to smuggle 1 pound of cocaine through the Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay last October when she made her latest court appearance on Friday. Thomas Jackson, 25, of a London, England address, who appeared before the St. James Parish Court, is charged with possession of, dealing in, and attempting to export cocaine. She is currently out on $450,000 bail with conditions that include orders to report to the police 3 times weekly and a stop order preventing her from traveling overseas. During Friday's court proceedings, Thomas Jackson stood calmly in the prisoner's dock while her lawyer Michael Hemmings made an application on her behalf before presiding parish judge Sasha Ashley for her to be allowed to travel overseas. I am wondering if the court would be minded to let Miss Thomas Jackson travel to the United Kingdom and return here when the Crown is in a position to mount a prosecution. Her real ties are in the United Kingdom. She wants the matter dealt with so she can get on with her life, Hemmings asked Ashley. I have heard your application. However, I am not able to consider it today. But on March 1, we may revisit the application, Ashley replied before setting the case for mention on that date. The court was also told that several documents are still outstanding from the prosecution's case file, including the forensic certificate and a corroborating officer's statement. Interestingly, those same documents were outstanding from the file when the case was previously mentioned on November 4. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.